Did you know that on November 7th, 2003, UNESCO proclaimed the tradition of Vedic chant a masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity? This is a series on Vedas, Vedangas and Upangas. This is the fourth video in the series. Please do watch the previous 3 videos if you haven't yet. In this video, I will tell about how the Vedas were transmitted so accurately from generation to generation, just orally without using any pen, paper or book. Vedas were purely transmitted orally. The Vedic mantras are intact even after so many generations. There is not even a slight variation in the Vedic mantras. So many things have changed, the spoken language and many words have changed, but the Vedic mantras are intact even to this day. How is it possible? A lot of effort was taken to preserve it. People dedicated their lives just to preserve the Vedas, and many techniques were used. And of course, the vedangas were also put in place to preserve the Vedas. Many aspects have to be perfected while reciting Vedic mantras. The Paniniya Shiksha says this: Swarata kalata sthanat prayatnanupradanatah iti varna vidaf prahur nipunam tannibodhata. This shloka says that the previous acharyas who knew about the varnas, the sounds of each letter, divided them into 5 aspects, which are swara, kala, sthana, prayatna. Prayatna is of 2 types, abhyantara prayatna and bahya prayatna. So a person chanting Vedic mantras has to maintain all these 5 aspects. Swara refers to the Udatta, Anudatta and Swarita. I have made a detailed video on this. If you are interested in knowing more about them, then please check this video. They are extremely important while reciting Vedic mantras because slight variation will change the meaning and the effect that the mantra produces. Kala refers to how long the varna has to be recited for. The 3 kalas are Hrasva, Dirgha and Pluta. I made a video on that also. You can check if you haven't yet. Sthana refers to the place from which the sound comes. I had made a video on that also. I will leave all the links in the description. Prayatna refers to the effort that is needed to be put for making a particular sound. So a person reciting Vedic mantra has to preserve all these aspects as it is. It's not an easy task and it needs immense practice because Vedas are not just words and their sounds and tones are very critical to the meaning and their effects. So many different styles of chanting the same mantra was developed. You see, the student couldn't check if he is reciting correctly by referring to a book. So he had to refer to his own memory to check. There are 2 main chanting styles, Prakriti and Vikriti. In the Prakriti style, the mantra is chanted as it is in its natural order. For example, let's take the very first mantra of Rigveda. Agnimile purohitam yajnasya devam ritwijam. Reciting it as it is known as Vakya Patha or the Samhita Patha. Please note that I am not reciting this with the swaras because I have not been taught this mantra. This practice comes under the category of Prakriti style. Next comes the Pada Patha. Here each word is recited explicitly. The sandhis are split and the compound words known as samasas are also split and then recited. Since in the Pada Patha each sentence is broken into words or padas, it gives the student the knowledge of each word in the sentence. The Pada Patha of Agnimile Purohitam will be Agnim Ile Purahitam Yajnasya Devam Ritwijam. This Padapatha also comes under the Prakriti style because the order of the words is not changed. Next comes the Kramapatha. Here the words are grouped like this and recited. Word 1 is added to word 2 and word 2 to word 3 and goes on until the sentence is completed. So in our example, the Kramapatha will be like this. Agni Nile Ile Purohitam Purohitam Yajnasya Purohitam iti Purahahitam. This Kramapatha not only helps the student understand the individual words but also how two words can be combined in recitation and what modifications occur when the words combine. This also comes under the Prakriti style because words are still in the order. They are not going back and forth. So far we have seen the various Prakriti styles. Now let us see the Vikriti styles. The following shloka summarizes the various Vikriti styles. Jata mala shikha rekha dhvajo dando ratho ghanaha ityashta vikritayah proktah kramapurva maharshibhihi. Totally there are 8 Vikriti styles of recitation which are Jata, Mala, Shikha, Rekha, Dvaja, Danda, Ratha and Ghana. Things start getting complicated now. In Jata Patha, the words will go back and forth in this order. Word 1 with word 2, then 2 and 1. Word 2 and 1, then again 1 and 2. Then 2, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3 and so on. The Ghanapatha is the most difficult one. The combination of words will be like this: 1 2 2 1 1 2 3 3 2 1 1 2 3, and it goes on. A Ghanapati is one who has mastered the Ghanapatha. You can imagine the amount of effort it takes to master this. There is a beautiful YouTube channel named the Ghanapati. You can actually listen to the Ghanapatha recitation in that channel. Since the words are moving back and forth in different orders, and since the mind can't make out any meaning out of it, the mind just becomes still. It's a beautiful experience. Imagine the Vedic students practicing the Vedas in such complex sequences just by listening to their Guru. They never used books to write and then look at them and practice. Why the Vedas were transmitted only orally? Why so much importance for the oral medium? One reason is that in the Veda mantras, some sounds occur which cannot be accurately reproduced phonetically. There are many sounds that fall in between two syllables. These have to be taught only orally. The second reason is that learning directly from the Guru is said to pass on the blessings and the tapashakti of the Guru to the student. This is considered to be an extremely valuable component. One of my lecturers in MIT IIKS, where I did MSc in Vedic Sciences, Sri Ramanujachar, who is a practicing Vaidika, gave us a beautiful example. He said, the fire has lot of energy in it, but what about the picture of that fire? Same is the case when mantras are learnt from books. But in the present day, people are not able to memorize as much as before because of 3 main limitations that my professor mentioned. First one is parimita balam. To remember huge texts, a lot of physical strength is needed, which is now less. For example, the Shatapatha Brahmana has 10 chapters and it is the biggest among Vedas. The students who memorize the Vedas are suggested to do Shirshasana, a yoga posture where the person has to be in an inverted position for some time. This is said to increase the memory power. Second is parimita dhi, limited intellect. If you see, previously people lived for 100 years with all senses intact, but it's very rare to find it these days. Third factor is parimita prana. The life force energy prana is supported by water. It is said in the Vedas, apomaya prana. Water helps prana to retain the memory. The Vedas have mentioned 100 different varieties of water that have different abilities, shaktis. My professor, Dr. Ramanujachar, who is a practicing Vaidika, has not drunk tap water until now. because tap water is said to have. My professor Sri Ramanujachar, who is a practicing Vaidika, has not drunk tap water until now because tap water is said to be having very less prana energy. He drinks water only from natural sources like wells, rivers, etc. I hope you found some value in this video. If you did, then please do give a like, share it with interested people.